right time to do it?
I'm glad you asked that question. The person who, well, I'm not gonna say she influenced me to an entirety, but she started like my mom used to tell me like post videos in your car, just rap it. I'm like, nobody's gonna sign me from that. Like, and Lakia that's signed to QC now, she actually she was posting videos. Like she probably had like one or two songs out. And P, the CEO, actually reached out
What's up? Welcome to another edition of From Within. Today we have one of the hottest female rappers in the area, Lin Lucci.
to her.
So first of all, I know you from high school. Back then you was a cheerleader, and now you're a rapper. So can you tell us about how that came about?
Well, so around that time, I was actually rapping, but only to my friends. I was pretty shy. Like you didn't really see me out. I was always to myself. So I was always afraid of like how people may react. They might not take me serious. So I never opened up about being a rapper until probably like 2019. I posted my first video. And it did good. Actually, that's when I like really introduced to everybody that I was a rapper. And I waited a couple years. I would just drop teasers here and there just to see how people react. And last February of last year, I dropped my first trailer, and it just went up. I didn't expect people to react the way they did, but it went up, and now I'm here. Like I decided to take it serious.
So of course in this area, the biggest influences are Pharrell, Missy Elliott, Pusha T. So who was one of your biggest influences, whether it's from this area or just in general, growing up, as far as rapping and female rappers?
In general, I'll definitely say Nicki Minaj, Foxy Brown, Lil Kim. That's like my top three. But out of the area, I'll definitely say like Missy Elliott. I feel like she influenced everybody in a way as far as versatility. Just being different, as far as dressing, looks, like video-wise, doing different stuff, yeah. I'm influenced by her as well.
So especially here, it's such a male-dominated or dominated market, and even in general, of course now we have a lot of, different rappers from, Kaylee or Cali, is it Cali or Kaylee? It's just a lot of them. I can't even, it's Megan Thee Stallion, of course the City Girls. So did those rappers emerging around the same time when you started, that give you even more confidence to keep going? Okay, I can do this. This is the right time to do it.
I'm glad you asked that question. The person who, well, I'm not gonna say she influenced me to an entirety, but she started like my mom used to tell me like post videos in your car, just rap it. I'm like, nobody's gonna sign me from that. Like, and Lakia that's signed to QC now, she actually she was posting videos. Like she probably had like one or two songs out. And P, the CEO, actually reached out to her. And I'm like, damn, so my mom was right all the time. Like you really can get discovered from just videos in your car. You don't need the video, like the professional videos. You don't need to drop hella songs. Like you'll get noticed if you got a talent. So yeah, she influenced me because we're the same age. And yeah, she went up. She did.
So in this short time, since you've been doing it for a while, but you've really been getting noticed in the last year or so, especially seeing it in My Block Live and all that stuff. So how is it trying to navigate kind of these different type of waters on your own, without really no guidance, and you're really new to it. So how difficult is it trying to figure it out?
I wouldn't really say. I think the most difficult part about it is that this is not my main focus right now because I'm a hairstylist too. So I think the biggest part is trying to maintain like what's bringing the money in, which is doing hair, and then doing the shows and all of that. But I will say what helps is I don't really have to look for the shows. Like I don't have to hit people up and have like a scouting manager. Like they actually come to me, and that kind of helps. But I really wouldn't say it's that hard. I kind of just try not to think too much about it when I do it. And, yeah.
So has anybody kind of reached out to you, for mentorship? I know, especially the other male rappers, have they kind of gravitated towards you, just on some like, hey, can you do you need help with this, or just different things. It's a lot of different, small details that people don't know about when it comes to being an artist. And has anybody, helped you with that? One of the the male and female side?
No. No. Nobody ever like tried to give me advice or anything or the ins and outs about like of it. Somebody has tried to reach out like, but they're not like they're in the industry, but they're like one of the silent people. People reach out to me like to manage me here and there, but I just don't be knowing who to go with, who to trust yet. So I haven't decided because my mom is our manager, but we don't know much about music. So of course we need people who are already in the game and know the ins and outs and can help us. But yeah, as far as female rappers and male rappers like in the city, nobody has like tried to help me with anything.
And I don't think that's not a bad thing.
Yeah, maybe they don't think I need help.
Yeah, and you're also new too. Sometimes people want to let things grow, and you're super new, so they're trying to just kind of in the background, kind of wait and see what you're gonna do, trying to plan your next move. And speaking of next moves, what is your process like when it comes to creating? Like, are you just going into the studio, or you just do you write, or how is that? How do you really form a song?
Honestly, I kind of just wing it. I write, so I could be doing hair, and if a line just come to me, I'll just put it in my notes real quick. So usually I try to just have a whole bunch of things, a whole bunch of material written, and then I'll go into the studio. But it's so crazy, I barely go to the studio. Like the average rapper, especially locally, they probably in the studio every day, every week. Y'all, a lot of y'all know I probably go like 3 times a month. And it's because I be so busy with doing hair. So yeah, that's one thing I'm working on this year though, like staying consistent, always recording material. Because even though I feel like I don't have to work as hard because I'm always writing. Like, I'm always writing. Even when I'm not like going to the studio, I got material written. So usually when I go, I try to just do at least 2-3 songs every time I go. But yeah, definitely this year I'm trying to focus on staying consistent with putting content out, putting videos out, putting songs out.
Right.
I got an EP dropping next month. Yeah.
Do we have a title for it?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
So when it comes to the social media aspect, and I feel like it's such a great time to be an artist, and it's also a bad time because things get oversaturated. But how do you really try to focus on using your platform and your Instagram to really get more followers, get your music out there, and try to legitimize yourself, and also maintaining your business too, because sometimes the water can get a little muddy. So how do you try to keep those things separate while also still pushing it on the same platform?
See, I'm trying to work on that because I tend to, when I'm focused on music, I tend to promote my music way more, and then I don't promote my hair at all. And then if I'm focused on hair, I probably promote my hair more. So that's something I do have to work on. Trying to focus on pushing both at the same time without them clashing into each other. But I feel like my audience really now is mostly based on music. So when I'm posting hair, like it gets recognized, but only locally. Like so, it really don't like counteract with each other. Like it don't really mess up the music and mess up the promoting the hair too. Like yeah.
So throughout this very small journey, has there any time where you felt like, I don't think this is really for me, or I might as well just stay with the hair? Have you had those setbacks and those hits to your confidence yet, or have you just been?
I think the only time I really have setbacks is when I don't put stuff out. But literally everything I put out, it has a good reaction. So I think that pushes me to want to do the music. Like for a long time, I didn't put out a song. Like I dropped my last song May of last year. Well, no, now I just recently dropped in January, but before that, I dropped May of last year. And I never put out a song, nothing. But because I did my Block Live and different shows, people still was reaching out for shows, which I'm thankful for. Because usually you gotta stay consistent with putting music out for people to reach out, but they kept reaching out to me no matter what. So that helped, and I feel like every time I put something out, it pushes me to want to put stuff out more because I always get a good reaction. Like always take off, and people always like let me know to keep going. So yeah, that helps.
Right. Yeah, and then with the shows, because how do you ever get with stage fright? Because it's
yes,
you do. How do you get over that?
I just don't think about it. I don't try to look at faces. It's so weird because when I'm performing, I feel like, why are they staring at me? I'm like, why are they? But of course it's a show. But it's like I be looking at like looking at them, I'm like, are they looking at something like something's wrong? Like, I be too much in my head, like, you laughing. I'm like, is something wrong? Like, am I doing something wrong? But I do have to realize that some people are trying to get into me, so they might just be staring at me to like, you know, get a feel of like, okay, she's hard, like, but yeah, I try not to look at faces, and I just don't think about it. I just go out there and do it. Sometimes I might do something embarrassing, and afterwards I'd be like, why did I do that? But I don't think I ever think it's, I'm the only one that think it's embarrassing. Every time I have a show, I always ask like people who's watching, how was it? Nobody ever really say nothing bad, so this I be doing good.
So in terms of collaboration, have you thought about, you know, reaching out to people for, you know, for collaborating? And if there is any, like, you know, of course, you know, down the road, like major artists that you want to collaborate with, you know, are there any, you know, names that stick out in particular? And
Let me see. Locally, I definitely want to collab with Fatty, Wild Boy, Capo. Why I say Capo? It's kind of sad that I'm only saying boys, but just the way I do music, I feel like I just would sound best with a boy on the track. But as far as girls, I do have a song with my cousin, Dime Dollars. But as far as Queta Savage, I want us to do a song. That's about it locally. Oh, and Zaya, she a singer. She's dope. I would definitely do a song with her. And like celebrity-wise, definitely Nicki Minaj. That's like, that's like my idol. No, literally. Who wouldn't want a song with Nicki Minaj? Nicki Minaj, Lil Wayne. If I ever got to collab with him, that'd definitely be dope. I would just say probably like my top 5, which would be Lil Wayne, Nicki Minaj, Meet Me Yo Gotti. I actually want to sign a Yo Gotti, so hopefully he could get on one of my songs. Lakia, yep.
Yo Gotti.
Reach out, but yeah, him, Lakia, she's dope. Lotto, that's about it.
Yeah. So 2024, we're fresh into it. What are your biggest goals for this year?
My biggest goals would be to, again, get better with content. So, because I feel like if I would have stayed consistent from the time I came out, which was really March, because that's when I would drop my first song. If I would have stayed consistent from March to the end of the year, I kind of feel like, I know for a fact I would have been signed. Like, people was reaching out. But, of course, they looking for that. They're looking to see if you're consistent. If you're not posting anything, you know, they gonna back off until they see you working harder. So I definitely want to work harder. I want to be signed this year. Like, I want to get out of Virginia. Like, I want to move. I want to move me and my mom out of Virginia. And yeah, that's probably my biggest goal right now is to take off with the music tip, and get me and my mom out of here.
Right. So of course the whole this, you know, origin of the platform is highlighting, you know, the most notable figures, you know, in all different genres across Virginia. So, what would you say is like, you know, what would you want your footprint or your stamp to be on Virginia, you know, in the next year or so?
I mean, I guess you could say, because it hasn't happened in a minute, the person that that put VA on, like, completely. Like, I feel like it hasn't really happened since, who was the last person? Like, Trey Songz, Chris Brown, like, where it really took off, like, globally. Like, so I definitely would say the person that gave VA a bigger name, because I feel like we're always, like, the underdogs. Nobody really thinks of VA when it comes to terms of talent, and it's a lot of talent out here. So, yeah.
So if you got any advice to any up-and-coming artists, even hairstylists, you know, what would you say to them?
This is so cliche, but keep going, because everybody have doubts in their mind when things not working out. Like, I seen this month a couple of hairstylists where entrepreneurs period was posting that, you know, business was slow, and business is always slow in January. So yeah, I would just say keep going. Like, don't give up, even if it's not working out for you at the time. It'll always get better. When I first started doing hair, I probably had about 2 clients a week, and things definitely got better. As long as you stay consistent with whatever you're doing, things will get better. So stay consistent, stay focused, If you're like me, you're trying to dibble dabble in different things. Like I do hair, I do music. Try to stay afloat with both things because that's what I'm working on now. Yeah.
All right, appreciate you. Once again, that was Lin Lucci, one of the most up and coming artists that we got in the area. So thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thanks for
Appreciate
having
it.
me.